What's up loves, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. On today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys on some of the steps on how to let go in a relationship, how to let go. I'll be taking you guys through the steps on how to let go, the importance of letting go, how you can let go if you are going through something, letting go in relationship, letting go at work, the grieving process of it, and that. So thank you guys for tuning in. If it's your first time here, make sure you like and share the video, and subscribe. Comment down below on what you think on the video. And if it's the second or third time, guys, karibu sana. Without further ado, let's get into the video, guys. Guys, letting go, it's a challenge. Sometimes you guys, I'm looking over here because I have my notes, so don't worry. Letting go, it can be challenging, but it's a vital part of personal growth. Sometimes you won't have, as I talked to you guys about the lessons that I learned on my early 20s. So guys, you won't have everyone that you met on your life, it won't stay in your life, and it's important for you guys to know how to let go. Sometimes you can be thinking that you being with that person, you staying in that relationship is helping, or you staying in that relationship is benefiting you, but at the end of the day, it's challenging, it's making you not grow. So letting go is part of personal growth and emotional healing. So the first step is acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge that you're hurt. Acknowledge your sadness, guys. Acknowledge the anger and the frustration that you have without judgment. The problem that many people have in letting go, people be like, no, I'm not angry, I'm not hurt, I don't care, da 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 da, hey. But acknowledge that you're hurt. Acknowledge that you feel sad about it. It's not abnormal for you to feel sad after, let's say, in a relationship setup that you're broken up with someone. Acknowledge that you feel sad. Acknowledge that you're angry if the person did A, B, C, D to make you leave the relationship. Acknowledge that you're angry about it. Acknowledge that you're frustrated about it. Acknowledge that, acknowledge the emotions that you have, because acknowledging the emotions that you have, it helps you with the healing process. Because what people do, people just suppress the emotions. They be like, I don't care, and I really don't care, I can do this, they didn't mean anything to me. But what that's doing is actually doing more harm than good to you, because suppressing your emotion it only prolongs the healing process, guys. But recognizing your emotion helps you to release them. Feel the hurt and feel the sadness. Cry. If you actually need to cry, cry. If you actually need to scream, just do it, But that's the first step. Acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge that you actually had love for this person, and now the relationship is over, that you are actually sad about it, and that's normal, guys. The next step that I will recommend you guys to do is to accept the reality. Accept that the reality that you're in. Understand that the relationship has come to an end, and that's part of life. You don't have to drag it out. There are those people that the relationship has ended, you want to start calling, you want to start drama, you want to start, a lot of nonsense. And it's not beneficial. At the end of the day, it's doing more harm than good. It's slowing your healing process. Understand that the relationship has changed or ended, and that's part of it, and that's part of life. You actually don't have to, and you don't have to be like to try and save it. That those people, when the relationship has ended, they want to save it. You want to do this and that. No, don't. You just want to resist. Just don't. Relax. Don't do it. And understand that the relationship has changed, or the relationship has come to an end. Because acceptance reduces resistance to change and helps you focus on moving forward. Yes, guys. Once you have acknowledged that, okay, I'm hurt and all that, just know. And now you start accepting the reality, it will help you now to move forward. It will help you move forward in life. And that's now moves us to the third point, is detach from blame. Avoid blaming yourself or the other person. The relationship has already come to an end. Why are you blaming? Who are you blaming? So those people who want to start, hey, it was all his fault. Hey, it was my fault. You start saying, if I did, maybe I could do this. It was me. If I did this, maybe they could have done this. Yani, there are those people who you start replaying the things that happened, thinking that you can save the situation. Guys, no, don't do that. The best way to learning to let go is detach yourself from blame. Stop, just leave. You don't start writing. There's those who now start texting, I feel like the relationship ended because, you know, I blame you. Even that day I told you to take me, you did not take me. You see, now I had to go this. You don't. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because one, your emotions are all over the place. You don't need it. You don't need that. You don't need to do all that. So avoid blaming yourself or the other person and focus on the lessons that you learned rather than the regrets. Don't start saying, those people that when you leave the relationship, they say, I regret that I met you. Guys, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Just learn from it. You did a mistake, learn from it. You got betrayed, learn from it. I shared with you guys how I built my self-confidence from the ground up, so you can watch that video on my previous videos. So just learn from the lessons that you on what has happened and move on, because the blames only makes you to be stuck around in the past, you know. But now when you live and when you don't focus on the blame, it will help with forgiveness and fostering the healing process. Sometimes your forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to talk to that person physically, that you have to reach out to them. There are some relationships that actually end on a very bad term, and it actually does more good for you not to reach out to them and say that you want peace than actually reaching out to them. So if it's beneficial and good for you just to forgive them at a distance and not to reach out to them at a distance, then do it from that. Do it for your heart. Heal and forgive so that you can heal in your heart. So another step after detaching from blame is setting boundaries. Set boundaries, guys. Set boundaries and limit or avoid contact with the person. There's the 30 days contact rule that I've heard about it, and I actually tried, guys, when I had gone through. Sorry guys, it's so late. Sorry guys, I actually did the 30-day no contact rule with my ex. Not my previous, like it was something that I saw on the internet and I was like, yeah, I actually need to do this. So limit or avoid contact with the person, especially during the initial healing phase. At that time that you are hurt, guys, at the moment that you're hurt, you're so angry, you have sadness, you are crying, you're feeling the pain, you're frustrated, avoid contact with that person, because one, reviving the situation will not help. Accept that the relationship has come to an end. Sometimes you'll be like, you will say like, okay, but I just want to say this. No, it's not necessary. It's doing more harm than good. It's making you go backwards than moving forward. You know, it's delaying the healing process, especially in those times. You don't have to say anything. Take time to avoid. If you have to block. If you don't have to contact them, don't do that. Don't start saying, okay, but they left their jacket here. Guys, come on. They left their jacket. What next? Stop it. No. Avoid contact with that person. Because it actually helps when you distance yourself. You gain a different perspective. Sometimes when you distance yourself from a situation, it makes you gain a different perspective on it. Because maybe you are thinking about this and that, but now when you are not hurt and you are actually calm, it will be like, okay, maybe they actually make sense, and be like, okay, maybe I actually don't need the relationship as I actually thought that I did. It actually prevents reopening emotional wounds, because you might want to reach out this and that and you go back to zero. Guys, look at the healing process like this. It's like a level, you know. when you move step one, it's a level. When you know, so the more you start go at reaching out, you go back zero. You go back to zero. You start climbing again. You start climbing, then you go back to zero because you reached out. It has opened another wound because that person will have something to say. And sometimes you may think it's good. It's a good thing that they have something to say. It doesn't mean. Just stop, guys. The next point on learning to let go is focus on self-care. Focus on self-care, guys. Prioritize activities that actually make you feel good at that time. If you actually need to meditate, do so. If you actually need to exercise, do so. If you actually need to go to therapy, do so. Contact me, guys. If you need therapy, again, I'll say contact me. Contact me. Journal. If you actually need to journal. Vent. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself mentally. Take care of have some self-care. Don't just go and start going through that turmoil of heart and sadness and get yourself that you have ended up losing yourself because of a relationship that has actually come to an end. So prioritize the activities that nurture your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional well-being. There are those people who don't eat. Don't do that. Eat. Try and eat. There are those people who have, when they are stressful, they don't eat. Just eat, guys. Prioritize yourself because the self-care restores balance and strengthens your sense of self-worth. When I'm sad, when I'm not feeling hard, that's when I want to do my even when I'm happy, I do my skincare routine. But when I'm more hard, that's when I want to do my skincare routine. That's when I do A, B, C, D, and it's actually helped me to increase my strength, increase my sense of self-worth, guys. The next point is rediscover yourself. After taking time on self-care, guys, reconnect with your hobbies, reconnect with your interests and passions that may have taken a backseat. Sometimes when you're in a relationship, you may focus too much on the other person and you tend to neglect the passions that you had because of the other person, because you're maybe constantly with them, or maybe you had built a life with them so much that you actually neglected the things that you love to do. So reconnect with the hobbies and interests and passions that you may have that they had taken a back seat. This may help you to empower your identity and confidence outside the relationship. It will help you actually when you have to move on with life. So rediscover yourself. On the last few points is learn to let go of physical reminders. Sometimes there are those physical reminders that you may have. Sometimes it may be a doll, it may be, okay, I'm not saying a puppy, it may be a doll, it may be a jacket that they gave you, just put them away. You don't actually need to have them right there, right thing, especially at that time when you're still healing. You can give them away, or you can put them away. Or things that you actually need to burn, you can burn them, because it actually triggers your memory. So declutter. Make sure you take time to declutter, because decluttering your space helps to clear the emotional attachments. For example, anytime I had to let go of a friend, let go of whoever and whoever was involved in my life at that end, and I felt like that season has come to an end, I would actually throw away the things they gave me, or give them away, or actually burn them. If there are some things that I couldn't give away, I would actually burn them and actually emotionally attach myself from them. So the next point is seek support. Sometimes you might have gone through something that's too hard for you to go through alone. Talk to friends, talk to family, talk to a therapist, share your experiences, because it will help you reduce the loneliness that you might have. Sometimes you might go through something thinking that you are the only one who's going through it, but when you actually talk to a friend and realize that there are 2 or 3 people that actually went through it. So talk to a friend, seek help, guys. Then the art of practicing forgiveness is another step. work on forgiving yourself and also forgiving the other person. Forgive, you know, forgive yourself so that you remove yourself from that hurt. Forgive yourself for going through that. Forgive yourself for taking yourself through that. Forgive the other person. You don't want to carry that person in the heart. You don't want to carry that person and the pain that they gave you. So you just forgive them, because forgiveness releases resentment and allows you to move forward with peace. You know, when you forgive, you move forward with peace. And I said, guys, you don't have to forgive them. You don't have to practice forgiveness physically. The person might be better for you not to reach out. So it may not be important for you to do physically or to reach out, but just within your heart. Just know that I forgive myself and I forgive them. You don't have to do it physically. Don't look for a reason to start going back to that relationship and to reach out. Stop. So the next step, guys, is focus on growth. I had talked about it. Is reflecting on the lessons that you learned and use them to grow stronger. You know, if you did a mistake in A, B, C, D in that relationship, you don't have to repeat the mistake. So reflect on the lessons that the relationship has taught you and use them to grow stronger. Shifting focus to growth transforms the pain into a meaningful experience. So you know, when you learn something from the healing process or from the pain, it makes it as an experience, not even as a pain anymore. It makes it as a meaningful experience and be like, okay, I went through A, B, C, D, but I learned E, F, G, you know. So focus on growth, not just the pain. The last point is give it time. Healing takes time. Be patient with yourself. Healing is a process and it's not a race. You don't have to say like, okay, I'm going to give it 1 month, I'm going to give it 2 months. No, don't even say that. Even that's why I tried the no contact rule, but I actually did that as a challenge to myself. But healing takes process. Everything takes process. The way it took time for you guys to fall in love, the way it took time for you guys to be each other's comfort, it's going to take time for you to fall out of love. It's going to take time for you to heal. It's going to take time for the emotions to go away. It's going to take time for the hurt and the anger to go away. So be patient with yourself. The healing journey is a process. It actually helps, and once you accept it, it becomes better for you guys. So those are my points. So guys, I'm checking to see if there is a point that I've left out, but those are the steps on learning to let go. And guys, know that learning to let go, it will help you guys to open even to new opportunities, relationship, and growth. So hope you guys have picked a few things or two, and so make sure you go through the steps and see where you are. And I wish you guys all the best. I know you can do it. Don't stress about it. I know you can do it. I believe in yourself. I believe in you guys. So believe in yourselves also. So go through the steps and see where you are. Go through this video again and again and again. And I pray healing for you guys. And I pray letting go for you guys. Knowing that there are seasons for everything and there's a reason for every season. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and subscribe, guys. Stay in tune because I'll be sharing more videos. Bye, loves.